Hey, beautiful brown girl family. Hello over there. How art
Hey,
thou?
hey everybody. Hey Kimberland, how are you?
Girl, so much, so much. I am out here, y'all. You see, I got my glasses on today, y'all.
What, you usually
Listen,
don't? Girl, sometimes
I
I can't.
usually don't. I usually have my contacts in because I don't want it to have a glare and such. But child, these
What you
eyes
trying
are
to say?
tired. These no, I'm saying that I usually don't wear them because my eyes. I try not to have a glare, but my eyes are tired. So I will tell y'all about my weekend in a little bit. For right now, hey y'all, I see y'all coming in. Hey Janine, welcome to the party. Y'all go ahead and start introducing yourselves in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. Also, let us know if this is your very first time hanging out with us on BrownVersations. We love to shout out our first timers. So if you are a first timer, go ahead and type first time in the comments. If you
Hey
are a
Deshaun.
returning beautiful brown girl, you've been here with us, you hang out with us all the time, honey, type OG in the comments. Okay. So yeah,
Ooh,
I'm
I'm about
really
to be
excited.
too.
What was that?
Yes. I was trying to do an OG in the hand signs, but I don't know how to
Oh
do a
yeah.
G. So I was just
Yeah.
like, OG. So I was just
OG. Okay. But I
going
got
out
some shout
OG.
outs I need to do. I see Denise is here for the first time.
What's
Hey,
going
baby
on,
kid, brown.
Denise?
Hey, do the baby kid, brown. Hey, do the baby kid, brown. We also got Keisha is in here for the first time. Hey, Keisha, girl. Welcome to the
Keisha.
party. We have Deshaun is here for the first time from Columbia,
Hey
South Carolina.
Deshaun.
Ow, I feel a cabbage patch in my spirit. Ow. Shout out to those of you who are here for the very first time. Also want to shout out our OGs. I see y'all in here in the comments. So we
What's
have
going on,
Janina's
y'all?
here, OG from Detroit. We also have Irma. OG
Hey,
here from
Irma.
Queens, New York. We have Danita that is here, OG, third timer.
Tell me the
Sabrina
thing.
from North Kakalaki is here, OG. Happy to have you back. Lakia from Indiana is here. Aisha is here as well.
Aisha.
Yes, honey,
Aisha. Aisha.
the party is here. Okay, so y'all continue introducing yourselves in the comments. You can tell that Sab and I are definitely gonna be on one today. So go ahead and tag
And
some of your friends,
excited to
y'all.
be back.
Tell your friends to strap up because we got all sorts of shenanigans that we're gonna be
Rapping.
talking about.
Yep.
So
Just
go ahead and share the
on and
broadcast on your
yep.
page. Tag at least 3 of your friends.
Done.
Tell them to get on in here, honey, because we
Not
about to
done,
talk
but I
about
did
the
share.
things. All right. But for those of you who are first timers, you may be asking yourself, girl, what is we talking about? What is this that we are watching? So let me go ahead and do our official welcome.
Go ahead and do that.
Welcome,
Do that.
y'all, to BrownVersations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We're here to connect you to other like minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the brown conversations that matter to us and those we care about. We invite you to connect with beautiful brown girls and connect with us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland. I am an educational advocate. I'm an author. I'm a model, and I'm a professional frolicker. Okay, I'll be frolicking through these
Frolicker.
streets. And tonight I am one of your hosts, and I am coming to you all today from New Orleans, Louisiana, honey.
New Orleans. Well, I am also one of your co hosts. My name is Sab Jackson. I reside in the hotter city of Dallas, Texas. I am also one of your co hosts this evening. I am a marketing professional, I'm a podcaster, I'm a forever student, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria, sister to Sybil, and recently back from an awesome trip that I cannot wait to tell you guys about. I've been doing this little ditty dance for a while. I don't know what is going on with me or what has happened in terms of just this transition into my life, but It's my dance. But welcome to everybody.
It's
Welcome
a
to
little shimmy, but we're here for it. We're here for the shimmy. So it is all good. I do want to shout out a couple more folks. I have Keisha that is here, first timer. Give her a little shimmy, Sarah. Give Keisha a little shimmy. Ew, ew, ew. I love it. I love it. I love it. So y'all, we definitely, you can tell, we are excited to be here. There has been so much that has happened in the past 2 weeks that we want to be intentional about sharing with you all. Before we get started, we have some announcements that we want to make sure we get out to the community. So hold on a moment, y'all. Trying to get this here.
Hold on.
Get my life together, child. So first off, we want to make sure we know that we have a lot of new people that are here with us. So we just want to make sure you understand that Beautiful Brown Girls is all about sisterhood, support, and self-care. We create authentic friendships. We share stories and experiences. In real life, y'all, Sab and I have never even met each other in person. Like, we've never laid our eyes upon each other, but you would not have known that had I not told you, right? So this is our place where we really take time to get to know each other and really pour into each other. So we want you to be super intentional about making sure that you are sharing where you are, who you are, because you just might meet your next BF there in the comments. So if you have not done that already, go ahead and share that. Also, it's July, y'all. It's
happy birthday.
It's Cancer season.
July?
Happy birthday. July? Can y'all still hear me? Okay, yes. I'm just it is July. It is July. So we need to holler out all of those July birthdays. If your birthday is in July, shout yourself out in the comments.
Here we go. What I'm about to do.
Air horns, and I ain't got none. But you ain't have to call that out. You ain't have to call that out. But
so our OGs, you guys get the inside joke.
So again, if you are a July baby, go ahead and shout yourself out. I see Carmen is here July 1st. Happy belated birthday. Danita just had a birthday on the 3rd. Happy birthday, boo. So again, if you're a July baby, shout yourself out in the comments. If you have a loved one that has also had a birthday, shout them out too, and maybe they'll come over here and hang out with us. All right. So happy birthday to the July birthdays. Oh yeah, that was the remix. Happy birthday, y'all.
July birthdays. How did everybody spend their extended weekend? I don't know how else to call July Independence Day, because I saw something, they were like, America doesn't deserve a birthday, and it doesn't. So is there something else we should call it? Should we just call it extended weekend day?
I called it
Natural Grilling Day, Family Day. Yeah. What else do people call it in the community? Because I don't
July
say
4th,
happy.
The 4th day in July. That's it. That's it. And you just so happen to grill. So again, happy birthday to all of you. Now, one of the things that we are working on during the show is making sure we increase our viewership, that we increase our interactions. We know y'all loving the comments and the content. We want to make sure that we're getting that out there. So we need your assistance. Okay. So if you are loving our content, if you will, make sure that you give us some reactions. So right now, if you'll give us some likes or give us some hearts, right? And that way it'll let people know, oh, they're doing something fancy over there. Okay. And it'll get the people in here. So while we are here, if y'all can bombard us with that, again, if you have not done so already, go ahead and share the broadcast on your page so that people can see what you're doing, and they'll come and hang out with us here with this BrownVersation. So speaking of hanging out,
if you would like the opportunity to come on the show with us to see and to have fun and meet myself and Kimberland and get a chance to meet our members in the comments. I mean, you guys talk in the comments, but essentially, if you're wanting to come on and play games with us, if you just want to have a BrownVersation with us and play games, like we said, we would love for you to have the opportunity to come on. And how you can do that is in the comments right now. If you're interested, just say, I'm interested. Simple. Right now on the live. However, if you are watching the replay, you can email us at beautifulbrowngirls@gmail.com. But we would love to have you. We've had Kale on the show. We've had Irma on the show. We're looking forward to you on the show. So if you are interested, would love to have you. Would love the opportunity to meet you so you get a chance to see what myself and Kimberland do behind the scenes. It's a lot. It's a fun lot, but we would love the opportunity to have you, and we just for you to meet the rest of our community via our eyes. So let us know if you're interested. Would love to have you. I think it'll be fun. No, I think not. I know. We know it would be fun. We'd love to have you. How many times did I say would love to have you? Just because we've had so much fun with our previous guests. Live guests. So,
and Irma is in the comments testifying. She said it was fun. Aisha said, step out of your comfort zone, be a guest host. It's a great time. So if this is something that you are looking forward to, again, email us at beautifulbrowngirls@gmail.com or just drop into the comments, bring me on, I'm interested, or something like that. And that will let us know to reach out to you, so that you'll be able to come and hang out with us and get that VIP access, okay, behind the scenes. Now, we are on every other Monday. And the next show that we have, there's going to be a very big event that has just happened that we're going to have to make time for. And that is our beautiful Brown Girls Girlfriends Getaway. It is taking place from the 14th through the 17th. The beautiful Brown Girls are taking over Cabo, Mexico, honey. So we are so excited. Sab is actually going to be there in Cabo. So if you're going to be there, let us know in the comments. If not, that is okay. We will absolutely make sure that we share pictures and all of those things. So make sure that you are following us on social medias, okay? So that you're able to see everything and kind of live vicariously through the ladies that are going to be there in Cabo, because I am certain it's going to be a phenomenal time. So speaking of trips,
wait to meet the ladies.
Sab,
yes. So can I show y'all my shirt really quick?
With the people? Yes. She keeps
y'all like my shirt?
Y'all, so y'all can see it.
So I am
so why
fresh
you having a Costa Rica shirt?
I do. I have my Costa Rica shirt because I was in Costa Rica, and I talked about it on the last episode about my excitement, me being scared. Like, Costa Rica was, what's the word I can use? It was transformative. I wish I would have.
Come on, transformative.
I loved it. The people were beautiful. The people were amazing. My Spanish was all over the place. I've said, por favor, paciencia, blah, 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 pequeño español so many times. Essentially, I was saying my Spanish. I have very little Spanish. Please be patient with me. I loved it, guys. I went to Tamarindo, Costa Rica, and it was just, I'm glad that I did it. I am absolutely glad that I did it. Damn it, I wish I would have had bigger pictures. I'm sorry, you guys. And I hope that you can get a sense of me staring at that beautiful blue waterfall. And I was hiking. And y'all, I met someone from Dallas in Tamarindo, Costa Rica, a Black woman. Next door to me in my hotel, I stayed at the Coast. I brought a coconut bag. Yes, the Coast Beachfront Hotel. Y'all, they got me drunk on this. Not drunk, but I'm just saying, like, it's inexpensive when you buy it from the hotel, but I just wanted that whole Costa Rican experience. I would definitely implore you all to go to Costa Rica, Tamarindo specifically, because if you're looking for that just chill vibe, that's the place. Like, I didn't want to go to San Jose because San Jose is like big city life. And so just to kind of give you, so pura vida is the term that they use a lot. And what they mean by pura vida is like, it means simple life, but there's so many ways that you can use it. So I can be like, hey, Kimberland, how's it going? oh, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. Or it can be like, oh, I'm good, but they don't say I'm good. They say muy bien, pura vida. Oh, Kimberland, how are you doing today? How are you feeling today? She'll be like, más o menos, pura vida. So you can use it in different ways. That's a way of life.
That's their way of life. You can use it in different contexts.
Yes, you can use it. Yes, you can use it in different. I don't want to say connotation as a context, but yes, you can use it in different ways. Costa Rica, in my research, I learned that it is considered a third world country, but or economy, if you will, but meaning that it relies on financial aid from first world countries. And while it's still not an underdeveloped country, it's considered upper middle income country, which has shown like steady economic growth over the past 25 years. So go to Google Tamarindo, Costa Rica. I loved it, you guys. And I'm just happy to be back and happy to share with you. There's so many pictures that I'm still sorting through. But Kimberland, you ever been to Costa Rica, or anybody in the comments?
I have not been to Costa Rica, and I'm glad that you went before me, because I've heard about the monkeys in Costa Rica. And I was like, I don't feel like fighting no monkeys. So I had not gone, but it is on my list. I do want to experience it, but I'm so excited that you had an amazing time. I can't wait to see the stuff that you post on your socials and stuff, to share your journey. So love it. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes,
so
yes.
While Sab was frolicking through the streets in Costa Rica, I was out here frolicking through these streets in New Orleans at the Essence Festival.
Tell us about it.
Anyone there, y'all? When I tell you, so I usually come to Essence every year. Because of COVID, there hadn't been an Essence since 2020 in person. It was virtual. So this was the first year back. And when I tell y'all, this picture right here just really sums up. Can you see it?
Yes. Now I see.
So this picture right here sums up what my life was like over the course of these past few days. Like, it was such a shot in the arm for me. I have not laughed so much in I don't know how long. Y'all, I frolicked my heart out. Do you hear me? I was frolicking through all the streets, honey. It was an amazing time. Beautiful. So, yeah. So if you have not been to Essence, that is yet another trip that you need to put onto your list of things to do. It really is empowering for Black people, or Black people from all across the country, all over the world, that come, and you really just get an opportunity to be able to experience all this Black excellence. Aisha, what you talking about? She said, you looking to come back stateside permanently? No, ma'am. No.
So they dubbed you want to know what they dubbed New Orleans, y'all? I've seen it this weekend. I was like, why are they calling it that? You know what they dubbed New Orleans or Essence Fest? Not New Orleans, Essence Fest.
The new freak day.
No.
What?
They're calling it Auntie Con.
Yeah. We were sitting at the table with me and my friends, and I was like, say, y'all, we aunties, bro. Like, we are aunties for real. We sexy aunties, okay? Well, we are aunties. But it was an amazing time, y'all. I really, really enjoyed it. So if you have not been to Costa Rica, Lord Jesus, to Essence, and you're looking to stay stateside, make sure you put that on your agenda. And again, if you haven't been to Costa Rica, check out Tamarindo, Costa Rica, so that you can get some of this good life and this shimmy that we have going on here, because it is a lot. So having said all of that, we want to jump in. We have some updates, and then we're gonna get this party started. So, we like to be really intentional about making sure that we update you all on previous stories that we have talked about here on the show, and really keep you in the loop about everything that is happening in the event that you may not have seen it. So, kick us off, Sab.
So yes, so as I'm sure all of you all know, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade um, while I was on vacation, while I was checking my phone. And so what this means is that there's no longer a federal constitutional right to an abortion. So now it's totally up to the states to decide what the precedent will be when it comes to a woman dictating what happens to her own body. Craziness. Um, so the landmark ruling that enshrined abortion for almost half a century, again, like I said, is up to the states now. So Planned Parenthood president said that the organization will continue to provide abortion care. She said, quote, "We won't back down," said President Alexis McGill Johnson. Um, the status of abortion rights in your state now is varied. So abortion is still safe and legal in many states, and except those in the South, or certain ones, but it varies. And this we talked about our feelings before on this, but just this feels like the Supreme Court. Obviously, this is a tragedy. Obviously, this is heartbreaking for a lot of women who are considering, who aren't able to. It's just so many things. I mean, we don't have to litigate it again as we did before, but as much as this is heartbreaking for many women, it feels like the Supreme Court, I think it's like a 6-3 majority right now. And even it feels like they're judging, they're governing off of feelings and not the law. And that's just the thing that bothers so many people. And this is going to have a long lasting impacts, especially for people of color, Black people. It's just I don't know. I don't have the articulate way to really express how I feel. Obviously, I've done my research. I've had my feelings, and I am a woman of a particular age who isn't in a space to even look to get pregnant. But even if I was, I still will have that right. But I just have to, go to a different state, or or have the financial means. It's just so much that we can sit here and talk about, but I don't want to yap about it more than we already have. And I apologize, not yapping, but yeah.
But yeah, so I do want to bring some clarity to the pictures that we have here. So this picture that is displayed, this is as of July 1st. And let me make it full screen again, just so that you all are able to see. But basically what it is showing is the status of where states currently are, and then what things can be expected. So take a moment, take a screenshot, just kind of ingest that so we know what we're dealing with. There are some places where things are in litigation right now. There are other places that have been very clear about whether they are banning or whether they are supporting. So take that in. This picture is an opportunity to see where the states are, where we are clear that abortion is legal. So those are our states in the West, Colorado, New Mexico, Southwest, Alaska, Hawaii, Minnesota, Illinois. Then we have Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, and DC. So again, take a moment to take a screenshot just in case you need this information, or you know someone who might need this information, and pass that on to them so that they know how they are able to access safe, as Aisha said, safe healthcare. There is also some litigation going on with being able to cross states and things of that nature. So we're not going to get into all of the weeds with that, but definitely just want to make sure that you all understand and are aware of what's going on right now, and how we can do our very best to make sure that we are supporting ourselves and supporting those that care about. So Sab mentioned that the Supreme Court is a 6-3 conservative majority right now. And in spite of that, it's going to continue to remain a 6-3 majority for the time being. But we do want to celebrate the fact that Justice Stephen Breyer has retired and that seat was left empty. Or that seat was confirmed by now Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. So we want to acknowledge that she has now officially taken her seat on the Supreme Court. She is walking into a situation, so we need to make sure we keep sis lifted because it's a lot that's going on, but she has officially transitioned into her role as justice. She is the first Black woman as a Supreme Court justice. This is also the first time that 4 women have served on the Supreme Court together, so that's pretty interesting. Her presence on the court would not have changed the outcome for Roe v. Wade, but we want to honor this huge deal that we have targeted representation sitting on the Supreme Court for us as brown girls, and this is super important. So congratulations to Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. So having said that, continuing kind of in this court vein that we are dealing with. Would you say, Sab?
Like Justice Jackson, just, Sab Jackson, Sabrina Jackson, Kimberland Jackson, Justice Jackson. Sounds so cool.
We are here for it. So again, congratulations to her. We also wanted to provide you all with an update about Brittany Griner. We have been following her story. If you haven't heard, Brittany Griner is a WNBA star who's been detained in Russia since February. She's accused of having cannabis oil with her. Russia has unfortunately continued to extend her stay. She did have a trial on Friday, June 29th. That is closed. We don't have access to Russia's justice system to know what really happened. But we do know that she had the trial, but they have extended her detention an additional 6 months pending the outcome of that trial. So we want to, again, continue to keep her lifted. I cannot imagine what she is going through. She is able to write letters and things of that nature. So that has come out of some of her concerns, like her being there and things like that. But we want to keep you all updated. The trial has started, and we are continuing to pray for Brittany and hoping that the United States will be able to get her released pretty soon. So, update on that.
Yeah. So, okay. So Wendy Williams is set to, so we talked about Wendy Williams last episode. We talked about her show ending. We talked about how they aren't keeping any of the memorabilia from her show, which was insane. I talked about her being in the Smithsonian and Kimberland gave me the stink face. But this time, what we're talking about is Wendy Williams recently did an interview with, I believe, TMZ, and she talked about now, she won't be back in the purple chair anytime soon, but she will be potentially, let me put air quotes on that, bringing us hot topics again sooner than later, according to her, in the form of podcasts. Not a podcast, but podcasts. And I say that specifically, I'm like, it's a podcast. It's not podcast. Because she didn't even know, really, it was rumored that she didn't know what a podcast was before they pitched it to her. But so yeah, we may be getting a podcast from Wendy, and I don't think it'll come to fruition, to be quite honest with you, because if you watched her TMZ interview, it just felt like all her mental faculties weren't there, in my opinion. But are you guys here, and our gentlemen, ladies and our gentlemen, would you be here for a Wendy Williams podcast if she can make it to the finish line of creating a podcast? Kimberland?
No, I don't like her.
You cannot. Okay. Over the weekend also,
I don't support her in any way, shape, or form.
You made that very clear so many times on this show. And no, man, y'all.
They're not here for Wendy.
Well, I'm the soul, one of the soul. I'm not a fan of hers, but I do. Whenever something goes down within the celebrity space, or not celebrity space, but just overall, the first thing I'm thinking of is like the first place that I used to think about was, oh, I wonder what Wendy has to say about this. Like, y'all gonna miss that.
I have never thought that a day in my life, not once, not one time.
So over the weekend, fans began to notice that her Instagram handle at Wendy Show now says user not found. If you happen to be looking up, you can't, like, her YouTube, Twitter, all of that is gone. And the same can be said for her official website, which now displays an error message. The production company's page is also up for grab on GoDaddy auction. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Who is running Wendy's social media? Because if you are trying to do a podcast, Wendy, you want to keep all those social handles. You can change the name to Wendy Williams Podcast. I mean, it just seems really silly for her to do, which brings me back to the point that I don't think all of her mental faculties are in place. If you watch that TMZ interview, it just felt really awkward, a little bit to watch. She talked about her lymphedema, and she talked about podcasts, not a podcast, but podcasts. So that's our update on Wendy. If you would like to follow her, I do. Kimberland doesn't. Irma doesn't. Who else doesn't want to follow? Deshaun doesn't. Karen doesn't.
Everybody in the comments. No, I wish her the best, but no, I have never, not one day in my life, ever said, I wonder what Wendy Williams thinks. Not one time. So I am not missing her presence. No, I'm not. Yeah, no. So
all right. So new and upcoming digital streaming services and what's coming to the movie. I went to the movies this past weekend, y'all. The actual movie. Anyway, so new and black on Netflix, new and black in the movies. So we'll start with new black on Netflix. So Hancock. Y'all remember Hancock, which is like Will Smith's movie? Now there's a trend here, and let me know if you pick it up. So Hancock, is coming to Netflix, is, the scruffy superhero named Hancock, Will Smith. He protects the citizens of Los Angeles, but leaves horrendous collateral damage in the wake of every well-intentioned feat. Let's see, what else do we have coming to Netflix? The Pursuit of Happiness, also starring Will Smith, the sad, heartfelt movie about a man never giving up and finding true happiness in life. It was the true story of Chris Gardner that Will Smith played. Also,
this is one of my favorite movies.
What? Pursuit of Happiness? One of your favorites?
Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah.
It made me cry too many times. So I don't like to watch too many movies that make me cry.
I understand. Yeah. It was good, though. It was a good movie.
It was good, but it made me cry too much. Okay, let's see. What else is next? Also, I Am Legend. Also starring Will Smith. The brilliant scientist is a survivor of a man-made plague that transforms humans into bloodthirsty humans. There's a lot of films coming out on Netflix. And the reason why I mentioned those is because those are the ones that came up on the list from Strong Black Lead, from New Black and Netflix on Strong Black Lead. But yeah, Hancock, The Pursuit of Happiness, I Am Legend. What else? Some of these other movies. Resident Evil, yeah. The video game, I remember that one.
Yeah,
Kimberland, are you really looking forward to any of these?
Yeah, I love Will Smith.
No, any?
I am very much a Will Smith fan, and continue to be a Will Smith fan, despite some of the poor choices that have been made. So I'm happy that his things are coming back into rotation, and I hope that people will watch.
You make an interesting point, because it felt very PR-ish, like all of these Will Smith movies are creeping back up now.
Nothing is an accident. Everything is intentional, like that they do. So I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. So the next is four-time Grand Slam winner Naomi Osaka is launching her media company in partnership with LeBron James. LeBron James. The production company is called Hanakuma, which will produce scripted and nonfiction content. The announcement said that Hanakuma will highlight empowering and culturally specific stories. When we were talking about this in our run of show, I was just like, what is the first thing that I said was, what does Naomi Osaka have to say? Like, I'm not interested in seeing any of her content because she already doesn't even talk anyway, or doesn't want to talk anyway. We've heard the stories about her not wanting to do interviews or having anxiety from doing interviews. And I'm like, you're supposed to, I said, like, you're required to do interviews. Like, she just doesn't talk much. So I'm just like, why am I interested in watching her produce content when she doesn't even like to give interviews with media? But you have a media company, but you don't want to. I don't know. I just wasn't.
So the question on the table, because Sab and I did have this conversation, and I was like, we got to bring this to the community because I don't feel, so I understand, and we did look it up, that there are contractual requirements for athletes to, it says professional athletes have a responsibility to their sport and their fans to speak to the media surrounding their competition, allowing them the opportunity to share their perspective and tell their story. So, okay, that's fine. But this is my thing. I feel like we expect too much from celebrities and their people, right? So Naomi Osaka has been very, very candid about her struggles with social anxiety, her struggles with mental health, and what have you. And I just don't feel like anybody has to put their health at risk in order to talk to us. So what we wanted to ask you all, because we couldn't come to an agreement, what level of access do you expect from athletes, public figures, and celebrities when they're in the public eye? I don't feel any type of way when people decide not to give interviews. I actually think it's very wise, especially when you see certain interviewers and the way that they interview, it can be very triggering. So I don't feel like they need to provide access. Even though it's in their contract. So it makes me think about, what was his name? Marshawn Lynch. And he's like, I showed up so I don't get fined. How did you play today? I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like, I'm totally on board with that. If that's what you have to do so that you don't get fined, great. But I don't think that we should expect celebrities to sacrifice their mental health in order to appease us. I don't. So what y'all say?
I disagree slightly. I agree and disagree with you slightly. I'm like, look, you signed up for this. You signed up to be a public figure, celebrity or not celebrity, athlete or non-athlete. Essentially, you become a public figure. Being a, what is that called? A model, role model is a totally different story, but you signed up for this. And I'm not asking for you to tell me every time you go to the doctor or go to the dentist or every time you go to the bathroom. I'm not asking for that. But I do think there is a level of like, let us get to know you as public figures, especially if I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of Naomi. I'm not a fan, but I'm just saying if I was a fan of hers, I want to know a little bit more about her outside of the fact that you have anxiety and don't like to do interviews. So you feel like you don't want to do an interview. And that was actually the reason, like, I remember early on, Beyonce stopped doing interviews completely. She still doesn't, essentially, not live. And I just thought that she was just it's not that I have a love-hate, I don't have a love-hate relationship with, but I noticed early on that she stopped giving interviews and I just felt like I didn't know her. Like I don't know. I feel like as a athlete or public figure, there is certain levels of access that you have to relinquish as a public figure. And yes, to Kimberland's point, you shouldn't have to jeopardize your mental health and your anxiety. Well, you dictate how you do it, but you are required to do it. And your fans, as a fan, I want to know you. I want to know more about you, and you decide how much you would like to divulge to me. But that's how I feel, and I'm sticking to it. But
so
how
I think
does our
it's
community feel?
interesting. I've been putting up the comments the whole time. So if there are any you want me to go back and highlight, just let me know. But I think it's interesting when you say that you want to know. There's a difference between wanting to know something and having a right to know something, right? So I think that's fine that people want to know about them, but I don't think that we have a right to know about them.
Even with
You
the
understand what I mean
contracts?
by that? Even
I
with the
do. Do
contract.
you feel like the contractual obligations, are right?
I
No,
feel
not
like
all
if
right.
that's a part of the contract, that's a part of the contract. But I would literally be like Marshawn Lynch and just be like, I am here so I don't get fired, period. You don't have a right to know anything about my life. You might want to know, but you don't have a right to know anything. And I don't have to tell you anything. Like, so that's what I stand. I really feel like somebody said in here, there are two comments
Not
I
really.
wanted to highlight. So,
We don't have a right, but
so hold
more
on. There
obligation.
are two comments that I want to highlight. So Elise said some interviewers deliberately try to provoke people. And that is a thing. And then the other comment I wanted to highlight was Karen's comment about why do we need to know more about their job? We don't treat other professionals that way. So I think you could want to know all you want, but I ain't got to tell you nothing.
So. Yeah, I disagree. But we can agree to disagree with the community, Kimberland. But I don't know. I don't have anybody that I'm diehard for. Maybe if I find somebody that I'm diehard for. Not diehard. That's not the right term. All right, let's go to the next topic. We can talk about this one all day, or litigate, or debate this one all day, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with having dissenting opinions on things. All right,
not a problem. So next up, we have Tommy Lewis is co-directing an upcoming documentary that is going to talk about the Black maternal mortality crisis. It's called Aftershock, and it's a documentary about the deaths of two young Black women in childbirth, and it aims to spread awareness on the Black maternal mortality crisis. So one of the things that I love about this is that, so I literally, without divulging too much information, I had to support someone who had a situation where they thought that some type of sexual situation had happened that they may not have consented to. So we had to go to the hospital and all of that kind of stuff. And it just really made me look at the healthcare system through a different lens and really thinking about the types of things that we need to make people aware of that they're not aware of. So Serena Williams, Beyonce, they've talked about their struggle with pregnancy. And we know that pregnancy is the closest that a woman gets to death, right? But as Black women, we are seldom believed when we talk about how much pain we're in or what have you. So I'm really excited about this documentary. I don't know if excited is the right word. Let me say I'm very intrigued by this documentary, because I think we do need to continue to let people know what happens. When I talk to, in my DEI work, and I talk to non-brown people about what we experience in healthcare, they cannot fathom it because they don't ever have to prove that they're hurting or that they're in pain. So I think this is going to be very powerful for a lot of people, and I definitely think it's going to give them a voice. So I appreciate that she's taken this on, and I look forward to seeing it when it does come out.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't, like you said, I looking forward to, intrigued is a great word.
Yeah.
It makes me think of Judge Glenda Hatchett and her daughter-in-law, and how she was affected by this, and she's still fighting the fight because her daughter-in-law lost her life after a C-section procedure, and it's just
There
we're
are too many
often
stories.
thought of too many to count, but hers comes to mind because she's high profile. She shared her story. She let us in on what happened with her daughter-in-law, but it's too many because Black women often are in the eyes of white people in the healthcare system or non-people of color in the healthcare system. They think that we are, what's the word? They think that we're superhuman. They think that we don't. Thank you. Yeah, it's just yes. So I would be looking forward to seeing what impact this makes. This will make an impact, and I hope and we will be amplifying it here on BrownVersations when this drops. So it's a unfortunate story documentary you have to tell, but it's a story that needs to be told. Okay, so
next, and like
Elise
said,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The what lowest thing Elise was her comments said that we're often viewed as the lowest on the totem pole, and we want to change that. So we want to make all the noise that we can so that that does change.
All right, so pivoting just a little bit. So Boomerang, you all remember the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy and Robin Givens?
What's your favorite line? What's your favorite line from Boomerang?
Let me think. Let me think.
Your favorite line or your favorite
just
joke?
Friends. Just friends. Just friends. Who said that? Who said that? He was like, just friends.
Do you know I've only seen Boomerang a couple times? But what I have some favorite lines. So one of mine, I didn't say I never saw it. I only saw it a couple times. So one of my favorite lines is you gotta coordinate. Okay. Also thinking about what was the other one? Marcus darling. Like that's another favorite line for me. What's y'all's favorite line from Boomerang? While we look at some of these before and after pictures, y'all.
Brought your ass home last night. Love should have brought your ass home last night. That was another good line.
Good one. That's a good one. So we have Eddie Murphy here. Like, oh my God, he was so youthful back then. Still looking good, but you can definitely tell the difference, right? Robin Givens has aged pretty gracefully. I'm here for it, right? And y'all tell us who your favorite characters were too. So this scene that Karen just said where Eddie Murphy saw her feet, bruh, cracking up. Like I still to this day think about that. So Halle Berry, right? Sab just said, love should have brought you home last night, right? Irma has a good one down there too. So we also have David Allen Greer. Now he done turned into Zaddy status. David Allen Greer done turned into Zaddy status. Like he is
Zaddy.
He's
because of the beard.
He's here
because of the Zaddy beard.
Yes.
Because of the great
swag lately. His swag lately has been kind of dope. So then we also have Martin, right? Martin looked like he was 15.
Asparagus spears. That's the line. That's
he looks like he was 15 in this.
Oh wow.
Layla Roshan. All right. And she's been in the times, but still hanging on, doing pretty well. I forgot that he believed that how many times I haven't seen it. But Chris Rock again appreciating 30 years later. Tisha Campbell. She looks amazing. She looks amazing 30 years later. Rest in peace to John Witherspoon. Somebody said their favorite line
See,
Irma said was bang, 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 bang.
just friends, huh?
I should have known that. I should have known that. Also looking at Lord, I just had Grace Jones. So honey,
she's
sis,
still
baby.
fierce. Oh,
You
I don't know how old she is. I
Honey,
think
she is
in her
looking
70s, maybe
gorgeous. Okay, gorgeous. Then we have Miss Eartha Kitt, honey.
Is it rude to ask if she's still with us? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. She's looking, yes, she's looking phenomenal. So
amazing.
so those are our trip in the Wayback Machine from Boomerang.
30 years.
So where can we I wonder, is Boomerang streaming right now? Are we able to see it again? Because I feel like I need to watch it one more again.
The last time I saw it was on Netflix, but it might be on Amazon, but it might be either Amazon or Netflix. I'm not sure where it's streaming now.
Let me see. Can somebody look that up for us?
The last time I saw it, it was on Netflix. I feel like the last time I watched it, it was on Netflix, but I might be wrong. It did not say in the article where it was streaming.
I think it's on Amazon Prime. I just looked it up. So it looks like it's on Prime. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. So if you have that, feel free to jump back in there and check that out. Oh no, they said Eartha did not. So rest in peace to Eartha Kitt. She died in 2008 at 81 years old. But Lord, she looked amazing. Okay. So again, happy 30th anniversary to Boomerang. It is a classic. It's a classic. So shout out.
I can watch that. You're supposed to watch that annually, Kimberland. That's like a Black person requirement.
I didn't get the memo. Sorry.
Yeah.
It must have got sent to my spam folder. So Tabitha Brown is out here winning, y'all.
What's she winning again with now? What is she winning with now?
We've been talking about Auntie Tab so many times. So we talked about her YouTube for kids show. We talked about her clothing line. Now we hear that Tabitha Brown is going to host her seasoning. Yes, which goes right in line. She's going to be hosting the Food Network's first vegan cooking show. The show is called Complicated. So instead of saying complicated, it's complicated, right? So that's going to be coming out on the Food Network on August 11th at 10 p.m. And it's also going to be streaming on Discovery Plus, right? Tab was actually here for Essence. And she went to a vegan restaurant here in New Orleans, and she was telling people all about it. She is so consistent and just such a beautiful spirit. So we are definitely here for her and all of her success and all the things that she has going on.
Yeah, so I agree. And I was saying, I thought that this would have been like, I know she started blowing up. How? I forget what was some of her first, her acting. She's an actress, her seasoning, her clothing line. I thought that this probably would have been her kickoff cooking, because that's ultimately how she got started on her Instagram, doing different recipes on Instagram and showing us how to cook cool vegan stuff. I didn't even watch the Instagrams and enough to want the recipes, but I'll just be here to see what Kimberland, if you do, would you do it? Anybody in the community? Would you take on the recipes that she's presenting on the Food Network and watch the show to take the recipes and do the recipes on your own?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm transitioning into veganish slowly but surely. So Aisha, why are you scratching your head? She's talking about scratch his
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I would absolutely do those recipes. I definitely know that it is possible to eat well and be vegan. So I'm really excited for what she has and what she's gonna bring to people. It is an amazing way to help us refuel, restart, reset our systems because some of us are struggling in that department. So yeah, I'm here for it. I am here for
Right.
Auntie Tab.
I
Elise,
support her.
yes, that was a highlight for us as well, at least for me. But Tab, one thing I love about Tab is you're not gonna bring her out of character. Okay, so she gonna say what she have to say, and then she gonna tell you, "Now go about your business, baby. Had a most amazing day." And even if you can't have a good one,
That's my
don't you dare go
business.
messing up
That's her
nobody else's.
tagline.
Yeah.
That's my business.
So, congratulations to Tab. So we do have some
Congratulations,
top news
Tab.
topics, y'all, that we want to jump into. Because there's so much going on. So the first of which that we wanted to talk about is there was an article that was put out, and this is not necessarily new information for some, but we wanted to be intentional about bringing this to you. I am new to this natural game. I have literally only been natural since July of 2020. I used to have a relaxer and I was absolutely okay with it. My hair was healthy and it was pretty. So it was whatever. But what we have come to discover is there's a toxic chemical that's used in hair products for Black women that is being tied to breast cancer. Black women have a 41% higher death rate from breast cancer, and those under 50 have double the mortality rate of white women. I personally know several women who have had breast cancer and recovered from breast cancer. And we also want to shout out survivors that are out there, as well as honor those that we may have lost to breast cancer. But one of the things that we wanted to talk to you all about are the types of products that we utilize in our hair and on our bodies so that we can make sure we're making the best choices to not add additional factors that may cause us to not have the best health. So there's this
Yeah,
chemical called
I want to
parabens.
know. There's so
And
many factors.
parabens are products, or a paraben is I call it a product. It is a compound that is synthetic, which synthetic means that it is created by man. It's commonly used as preservatives in a wide range of health, beauty, and personal care products, right? So in many of our skincare items, our lotions, our body washes, our things that we use on our bodies have parabens in them, and the whole point of parabens is to help increase the shelf life, right? So it
Like
increases, it makes
what
sure that more
honey pot got in trouble.
bacteria
Well, not in
doesn't
trouble.
grow
But
within the products. Huh?
no, I was just saying that those
What
are.
you say,
It
Sab?
reminds me. It reminds me of Honey Pot and how they changed their products to have a longer shelf life, and it was a big uproar. But we aren't talking about Honey Pot. Well, we aren't talking about Honey Pot right now, but we're just talking about. I love that you're bringing up the whole shelf life, and I was just thinking like Honey Pot and how there was the uproar of them changing their products because their products have a shelf life for a reason. But continue on.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So some of the things that some of the names that you can look for in your products are anything that ends with paraben. So methylparaben, ethylparaben, propylparaben, isobutyl paraben. So what you'll see when you look in your ingredient list is you'll see where it says parabens, right? Or you might see that a product specifically says that it's paraben free, right? So you want to be really intentional in reading those ingredients and making sure that you're not using products that are going to that contain parabens. So we wanted to kind of bring this to you just so that we can be more informed with the types of choices that we're making with the products that we are using. I do want to say, so I hate, Aisha, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I hate the term creamy crack. I do not want to shame those who may still be using relaxers. But what I do want you to think about is this product going to cause you type of disruption in your body, right? So, as Karen said, check out the whole ingredient list. And if there are changes that you feel like you need to make, go ahead and make those changes so that you're able to access better health.
If
Okay.
I were to
So,
buy these, I'm sorry, continue. I'm looking at these products.
no, I'm done. What were you going to say?
We don't look at these. We don't think about, I'm natural, but as someone who wasn't, and you tell me if you looked at these names, if you looked at the back of your bottle, and I hope that this segment is teaching women or telling women that like these are the things that you should look for. But on a regular, we aren't looking at the back of the bottle to see what these names are. We're just buying these products. I don't look at the back of the products to see what's in them often, even when I was natural, just because I was young. But even now as an adult, I wouldn't. I still buy shampoos, and I'm like, now this is making me more conscious to look to see if there are parabens in the back of them. But like before, I wouldn't. But so yeah, again, I hope this segment teaches women to just be a little bit more aware of the products and what the research has been showing over the past couple of years or recently, how this is, what these are connected to, what these products, the ingredients are connected to. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. Okay, there we go.
We have the power to make different choices, right? So it really is all about it's all about informed. What is happening here right now?
Technology.
I think it's going haywire. Okay. But yeah, we do have the ability to make informed decisions.
We do.
Right. That's what we mean. And it's not just for us so really reach that have some natural products that don't have those preservatives so that we're not in situations where again we're adding additional factors that might be causing us to suffer. Okay.
All right.
So having said that, let me try to get my script here. All right. Go ahead. Tell people was my thing.
Okay. So you still with me, Kimberland? Your signal is.
Can you hear me, Sab?
Yeah, but it's intermittent. So community, let us know, how is Kimberland's signal? Is it cool? Is it just me? Maybe it's just my internet. I don't know. But we're family here, right? We're family. So we want to make sure that you guys are getting the message. You make sure that you guys are getting the optimal show. So if this is something that is just me, or if it's just Kimberland, let us know, please.
It's me. Okay. But go ahead and continue.
All right. So FAMU's Marching 100 took Louis Vuitton's Paris Fashion Week show to the next level. The world was transported to Paris via live stream to not only see some of the best looks from the Louis Vuitton brand, summer 2023 collection, but it also was entertained. I hate that word. Entertained by FAMU's Marching 100 and other live performances, i.e. Kendrick Lamar. And the theme of the vast runway show was it was at the Louvre, where Beyonce filmed her Ape-ish song. And the theme was Magnified Playground, according to Louis Vuitton's Instagram. I watched it a little bit, but I didn't watch it all. I think I watched like 2 minutes of it. I just don't like the word entertained specifically because it was the HBCU. They went to Paris to entertain all of these. It wasn't just white folks, but entertain all of these people in the fashion industry. And I'm wondering, did y'all get some Louis Vuitton? I just didn't. I liked what they brought our culture to Paris Fashion Week. They always do. They always do. They always take. Maybe next year they'll probably take. But just wanted to point out that FAMU, who was even in the Super Bowl at one point, they performed at Paris's Fashion Week. So I thought that was pretty dope. And speaking of just this whole keeping with the whole HBCU theme, so Texas Southern did a Texas Southern University had a pilot affiliate program where they are pipelining people, Black students, to the Southwest Airlines pilot program. So I thought that was pretty dope of them. So Google Texas Southern or Southwest Airlines when you get the opportunity, if you get the opportunity. So essentially they're creating a pipeline at Texas Southern with Southwest Airlines. They're partnering with Southwest Airlines to create a pipeline for students who are interested in becoming a pilot. This is awesome because we need more people in the air that look like you and I behind the flight wheel, for lack of a better term. You also talked about, I don't know much about this, but Puffy in JCSU, I know he went to Howard. Can you tell us a little bit? Do you know what the Puffy JC?
Yeah. So Puffy was he was at the BET Awards and he pledged to give $1 million to JSU and to Howard. So
okay.
Howard is the alma mater, and JSU has been on the up and coming lately with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders over there. So it's just really dope that HBCUs are on the map right now. There's been a movement where athletes that would have gone to D1 schools, white schools, are now reversing that and going over to HBCUs. Also, like Fisk University, my alma mater, we just I see you here. Fisk University, we just started the first gymnastics program at an HBCU. So we've been getting people from all over. Instead of going to Florida, going to Georgia, they're coming to Fisk to be a part of this with the HBCU. And that TSU, right up the street from Fisk University, has a gospel album that they're doing with Jacqueline Carr. And they were at Essence this past weekend. So there's a lot of amazing stuff happening at the HBCUs right now. If your school, go ahead and shout your school out in the comments. I see y'all want to start. I already see an HU alum is in here. But it's just really amazing. HBCUs are winning right now. So that's pretty dope.
Aviation program? I think that's dope. Can I tell you real quick? So y'all saw all those pilots that were going on strike recently with Delta, and then also I forgot the other airline that went on strike recently about a week or so ago. And one of the first glaring things that I noticed, I was just like, "Where's the chocolate chip? Where's the chocolate chip?" So the point that I'm making is like this destination 225 degrees with is it Texas Southern University? Is it Texas? Yeah, Texas Southern University, and then partnering with Southwest Airlines is just it's creating a pipeline or next generation of Black pilots. So I love this. So I just wanted to say that because I noticed that really quickly. I was just like, where's the Black pilot? That's striking. There are Black pilots. There are Black women, Black men pilots, but I just didn't see any of them in the pictures. I just want to say that. Just want to say that.
Yeah, there aren't a lot.
Yeah, there isn't.
It's pretty dope that is getting started. Now, I have for you all, and it has to.
Funny.
Huh?
You still with it?
It has to do with Man Week. So I don't know if can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Let's keep the party going. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, you are here.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Just making sure. All right. So this is a dad and son, 41-year-old Dante Lee and his 15-year-old son DJ. And they have made history as the first African American father and son duo to own a line of extensions. They acquired the website blackhair.com from some Asian owners, and they now have started their own extension line, right? So I think this is pretty dope. And but when I first heard this, I was like, what about these man weaves though? Because there has been a movement where men are deciding that it is okay for them to have man units and man weaves. So I want to know, where do you all stand on man weaves? Are you with it or not?
You set that up to have us give the negative opinion.
No, I did not. I am asking a real question. There's a movement. Where do you stand on the man weaves? That's all I want to know.
I like to rub my hand through. I like a ball head personally, but
okay.
Obviously, I don't want a man. I don't want to rub your cap off, because I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that Instagram feed picture. It was like a cap. It was like a cap of waves, of a picture of a guy, it was black man's head, and it was a picture of waves. And I just thought that was really weird. And I've seen this emergence of men getting these glue in units in their hair, which is weird.
Why is that weird?
Well, it's because I've not seen that before. Man, if your hair's starting to fall off, just let it go. Yeah, but I can't run my fingers through it. So let's start castigating the men that talk about us and our hair and our weaves when we get weaves. Is this considered a weave? No, this is anyway. I am not here for it. However, I'm an equal opportunity. How would I react if a man took off his wig at the middle of the night? I don't know. It would definitely be a conversation. He would have to explain to me, hey, I got alopecia, I'm going bald.
Okay, but I have a question. Do you prep people? Because I know you have worn extensions before. Would you prep a man to be like, hey, nah, don't be running your fingers through here because I have a weave?
Good question. Yes, I have. One time that I dated Brett. And, Brett likes to put his hand through your hair. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I dated a white guy at one point.
Yes, we got you.
And he, I did have to prep him on what this was in my hair. Yes, so I did prep him on that.
So apparently some of y'all need to go down this rabbit hole, okay? Because the man weaves is a thing. All right. Now, to clarify, Aisha was asking, this father and son, they are doing hair extensions for women. However, I'm all about expansion, okay? And I feel like if you're doing hair extensions for women, the next natural thing to do is get in on this man weave trend. So I was trying to see how y'all feel about it. I think it's hilarious. I really do. But I also feel like if that's what you want to do, bro, go forth and be great. If that makes you feel good about yourself, do what you need to do. I love bald heads, but if you want to have waves again, or as Lakia said, you need to get your beard together, do what you need to do, sir. Do what you need to do.
They do have glue beards. They do have those. That's crazy.
Yes, they do. Weird. All of this. So y'all go on the Instagrams and the TikToks and just look up man weaves. Man weaves, man units. It is a thing. Y'all will see it is a thing. Okay. So yeah, but on a serious note, we have some really, really important information that we want to share with you all. Because there are some money opportunities that are out here that are super important.
Yep. So, real quick. So Snapchat.
Let's run through it.
So yes, Snapchat, if you're on that platform, I'm still on that platform. They are doing a program where they will pay 25 Black creators $125,000 in a new accelerator program. They announced this recently for emerging Black creators. So if you're on that platform, I'm on that platform, and it, like I said, it'll pay 25 applicants $10,000 a month just for your content, because often we've seen Black creators not getting the credit that they so deserve on these platforms like TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So I'm glad that Snapchat is one of those platforms that is willing to say, hey, you Black creators, come to us, share your content. We'll pay you $10,000 a month to share your amazing content, because often we see Black creators on TikTok and they create these trends, but they don't get the credit that they deserve. This is an instance where Snapchat is one of those platforms that they're like, hey, create your content here, we'll pay you, and then you can blow up like all these other creators on the TikToks and the TikToks. So interestingly enough, who's affiliated with this one is TechCrunch reports that the program is part of Snapchat's 523 initiative, which supports underrepresented creators. Snapchat is also partnering with Google Pixel, Uncommon, spelled UNCMMN, and Will Smith's Westbrook Media for the initiative. I swear, like I said earlier, when we were talking about the movies, I think Will Smith and his PR agent are just like, let's figure out how we can slowly get back into everybody's good graces. So if you guys are on Snapchat, I am on Snapchat. Do I still have my thing here for them to see that they're on Snapchat? Do I still have the picture? Anyway, I am on Snapchat. If you are on Snapchat, please support me there. I'm not a big creator, but that's where I share.
What's your Snap name, Sab? Tell them your name.
Oh, SAB 1908, right here. Similar to what I got here, SAB 1908. And it's, I that's where I post all of my, everything that similar to what I do on the Mighty Networks. When we do the videos, I'm just doing more of that on Snapchat, just because Snapchat is I cultivated a good community there, a good rapport with my community there. So that's my space. So if you are interested, how can they apply? I don't know.
So I put the link into the chat. So if you go ahead and click on that link, you can get more information.
Be on Snapchat. I'm telling you, Snapchat has some really great content. They do. They have some really great content. So if you're interested, please go to the link that Kimberland shared. Thank you for sharing, Kimberland.
My pleasure. I got you, boo. So the next thing that we wanted to tell you all about, we have talked about loan forgiveness so many times on this here show. But what I want you all to know is there is a new batch of people who qualify. And honey, when I tell you I'm one of them.
Kimberly, I'm sorry, Kimberly.
Oh my
God! Tell us that you're excited without telling us you're excited.
Okay, so listen. I just had to get that out. So there is a new list that has come out that's going to allow hundreds of thousands of borrowers to qualify for federal student loan cancellation. A program designed to address school misconduct. So let me put this link into the chat for you. Lord, I'm out of breath. I really gave it all I had. Whew. But seriously, some of the schools that are listed that are qualifying for you to be able to get your loans forgiven: American Career Institute, Argosy University, the Art Institute, Charlotte School of Law, Colorado Technical University, DeVry University, ITT Tech, Kaplan College, Cordon Bleu, New England Institute of Art, Ross University School of Medicine, and University of Phoenix. Now, that is not an exhaustive list. So what you need to do is you need to go to that link that I put down there. And there's actually another link too that I'm going to drop that takes you directly, to the guide that will list your schools or list the schools and let you know if your school is one of the schools. Okay, so I'm going to put that here in the comments. List of
I mean, my
schools.
school isn't on there, I don't think,
It
but I'll
might be.
still
Did you check
apply.
the full list?
HBCUs are on. Why would an HBCU be on there?
I don't know, girl.
I
Check
mean,
the
this is a
list to make
rhetorical
sure.
question. I will check.
But I
No, no.
got so
Thanks for
I got my
sharing.
master's from Argosy University, and Argosy is one of the schools that's on there. And let me tell you, I'm filling this up, okay? Because this is a way. See, look here. She said, "I keep touching the hem of his robe, but he continues to keep my 2 schools off the list." Hold on, sis. Hold on, okay? Help is on the way.
I know, Lakia. I'm
So,
like,
but listen, y'all, for real, if you or someone you know, go to that full list. It's like 100 something schools that are on there. Go to the list, see if you or anybody that you know is on that list, because you can have your loans canceled. Okay. So once you go to that, it will also give you a link to go ahead and apply. So make sure that you do that. Okay. Whew. That's a big deal.
so do you
And that's
remember
going to give some
10,000? Do
people.
we remember briefly that they talked about in the news that if you, real quick, they talked about $10,000. They talked about, again, the student loan forgiveness program, and they talked about how they will, they reportedly considering the $10,000, removing $10,000 off of your
For everyone.
balance.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. That's another thing for, at least for someone like me who's looking forward to, because my school, I feel like it's not on that list. But if your school isn't on that list, that's something else to consider. Like they're like, okay, well, if we can't do this, maybe we can do that. So that I'm at a point where I'm tired of Biden telling us that, like, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, and then so I don't have to be worried about it or hear about it anymore. Just do the ish, so I can be like, okay, thank you.
Well, it's coming. They're doing a slow rollout. So that's why I need you all to check this list. Like, check every list, continue checking, and apply. Like, just for forgiveness, because they're coming out with these caveats along the way, and you just might be asked.
All right.
Okay.
So
So that's super important.
So
let's jump into our discussion topic for today. And
all right.
Yeah, let's kind of think through this and see what the community thinks, because I think this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I do, especially considering there was another shooting recently. This is just blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So Senate passed a new bipartisan bill that would enact the toughest, that's subjective, new gun laws since the 1990s. And what this is, so it was with the 15 Republican senators joining the Democrats in support of this. It's a bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which is expected to pass the House with minimal GOP support and could head to President Biden's desk, if not already. So what this means is the gun safety bill would offer new funding supporting for states and tribes that seek to enact red flag laws. And what that means is this will allow authorities to confiscate guns from individuals deemed a threat to themselves or others, closing the so-called boyfriend loophole and subjecting gun purchasers under the age of 21 to new background check requirements. Another thing that I recently saw was in New York, lawmakers will now require social media checks for gun license applicants. So New York lawmakers are also tightening up their grip on gun control throughout the state by reviewing social media accounts. What do you guys think of that? To get a gun license, or for gun license applicants. So Governor Kathy, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Hochul, signed the law outlining several measures that would provide added layers of security for residents seeking gun permits. The reason why we bring this up is just because there has just been a new wave of first-time gun owners that are rushing to buy weapons who look like myself, who look like Kimberland, who look like you. And they're just because of the rise in hate crimes and anti-Black vitriol that sparked a 58% increase in Black people purchasing firearms in 2020, the spike seems to have continued. And so with Black women, I say Black women just because Black women I've learned, have a reservation about acquiring firearms because they don't feel as educated in purchasing firearms just because of the propaganda and just the media. And also because, and I will attest to that, you feel like you're doing something wrong by engaging in purchasing a gun or wanting to purchase a gun, and they don't feel that way. So I wanted to come to talk to you guys about, I'm sorry, I say guys a lot. Please know that I say that a lot. I know you're not a guy, but I say that a lot because I want you ladies and our gentlemen to be more comfortable with wanting to purchase a firearm or shooting a firearm or to equip yourselves to purchasing a firearm, myself included. I shot a gun for the first time that I got to Texas because I felt like that was a Texas thing to do. But if you do want to purchase a gun, and if you are interested in having a firearm for yourself, here I just wanted to outline some things, some of the first things that you should do if you're looking into that. Because when I went to the fire range, the gun range, I didn't know anything about it. I had to take like a 20-minute course on how to shoot, what to shoot. I didn't feel comfortable with the gun. I didn't like the gun. I didn't like any of it. It was just heavy. It was hard. It was a lot. So here's some things that I wanted to impart to you, and including myself, if you are interested in purchasing a firearm. So the first thing you want to do is obviously take a class, right? It's similar to like driving a car. You want to take a driver's ed class to learn the rules of the road, NRA included. Trying different firearms. I didn't get a chance to do that at the range. I didn't get a chance. They just gave me a gun. I tried a gun and I was just like, okay, I'll shoot it. But try different firing arms at the range. Or if you're going to a gun store, just get a feel for how you grip the gun. And then also, when you are taking a class, know what your instructor's background is. Know what their credentials are. And also always ask your instructors when was the last time that they took a class, because it's constant training. They need training just like we need training. But if they're teaching you how to shoot a firearm, you need to know when was the last time that they took a training course. Also, never let someone recommend a firearm to you. Try it out for yourself. That was a mistake that I made at the range. Don't let them try to sell you a small firearm as well, because they often will try to sell a woman a small gun or a pink gun or like a cutesy type of gun. Don't let them sell you on what you feel comfortable for yourself. And then finally, if you are not properly trained with a firearm, you are considered a liability. So back to the first point that I made, you want to take a class, you want to educate yourself on the firearm, and you want, being in Texas and all of the, and while there is no opportunity, you feel more comfortable. I feel like you'll feel more comfortable, more secure with having a gun should you go through all these points on being a responsible gun owner. But these are just some things that I learned in my journey to become a responsible gun owner. Ladies in the community, Kimberland, you too. Are you looking into, are you currently a firearm owner? Like actually, are those things that we should talk about on here? Or can we? Yes, can we? I don't know. What do you think? Should I ask that question? I don't know. You muted.
I keep muting myself by accident. I'm sorry. I do not, and I have a very finicky relationship with firearms. I'm just not familiar, and I unfortunately have a unhealthy fear. So I appreciated those steps that you gave, because I don't know what to do. I've held a gun twice. It wasn't loaded, and I just remember being so afraid because I'm clumsy, and I'll be the one to fool around and something happens. And I understand, that this is very serious. But to that last part, or the first part of the question about feeling like, do we need to arm ourselves? I do kind of feel like I'm being pushed in that direction, that I need to get comfortable with at least handling a firearm, even if I don't own one, because I don't have any of that. I see here that someone said their sister-in-law took a certification class due to the state of the country against the Black community. And I think that that is so wise. So it is on my list of things to do, because I do think that we need to at least know how to use one if a situation presents itself that it is necessary for us to use one, because I would be a liability at this point, because I just don't have the training. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope that those tips helped you. But just know don't feel wrong by wanting to purchase a firearm and have a firearm to give you a peace of mind. It's that we're in right now to feel like you need it. And I
wonder if that is something. I see quite a few of you all in the comments saying that you had a plan to take a class and things of that nature. I feel like if we do things like this in community, that might be a safer way to be able to prepare ourselves, because we don't feel like we are doing it by ourselves. And yes, Aisha, I absolutely agree with you that it is very different, but I don't even have the basics. I don't even have the basics. So I want to make sure that I do get to that point, because I wouldn't even know. Like, and it kicks back, and I've heard about it. I ain't never did it. Like, so I don't know. I really want to be able to equip and prepare myself. So it's something that I have been thinking about more and more. When we think about guns, yeah, thank you. One of the leading causes of death with guns, unfortunately, has to do with death by suicide. And we just got some information that is going to hopefully help those who may have had suicidal ideations or things of that nature. So usually the number to call, the hotline, is like a whole bunch of numbers. And what we have just come to understand is that on July 16th, that the nation is going to launch a new shortened number to call, similar to 911. So the number for a mental health crisis, or for anyone who is considering harming themselves, is 988. And
wow,
to start on July 16th. It's really important for us to pass this and are able to have it. This does make that support more accessible, so that you don't have to remember all of the 1-800 number to be able to access care. So yeah, Danita's like, that's right. Yeah. So this is a really big change. Again, it's about accessibility, right? So if I'm in crisis, I don't have time to be thinking about 1-800, blah, 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 right? So it's going to help a lot of people simply just remember 988. That's how I get help. And then I don't have to worry about jumping through additional hoops. So we wanted to pass that along to you all. Again, this starts on July 16th, so that is 11 days from now. So please let everyone know that you may know that might need that information. Put it onto your social media spaces and all of that, so that people are able to get the information.
Share this broadcast.
So people are able to get this information, because it's a really big deal. So again, that goes into effect on July 16th. But in the meantime, if someone needs the information for the hotline, this is the number, 1-800-273-8255. But again, on July 16th, that is going to be changing to the shortened form of 988. Okay, so this is a step in the right direction. Thank goodness. So help us spread the word by sharing the broadcast and letting all of your loved ones know how they can access this help.
Thank you for sharing that, Kimberland. I think this will
My
be
pleasure.
extremely advantageous because I would not remember the 800 number. I mean, I can Google it but when you're in a crisis and you just want to talk to someone, that makes it easy to 988 versus just saying, okay, let me go
That's
to
it.
Google and what number is. So thank
Right,
you.
right. Taking out all those extra steps for sure.
Mhm.
So
Definitely,
this
definitely very essential.
yeah. So this week's beautiful brown girl spotlight is leftover from, well, not
Justine.
leftover, but someone that we promoted from last week that we were going to talk about, but we wanted to promote her to beautiful brown girl spotlight and really honor what she is doing. So Sam, who is this?
Yes, her name is Justine Lindsay. She is ready to break down the door as being the NFL's first openly trans cheerleader. So, Justine Lindsay hopes that her new position will create more spaces and opportunities for trans athletes in the future. I pause. Never mind. This is all about her because we talked about. Never mind. So anyway. So the 29-year-old, 29, she's so young, is one of the first, is the newest members of the Panthers Top Cats cheerleading squad. I used to live in Charlotte, and she shared the announcement on her Instagram as the league's prepares for its 2022-23 season. And in her interview, Lindsay revealed that the news of her joining the cheerleading team acted as a dual announcement, since it was the first time that she had publicly come out as trans to many of her family and friends, which was crazy. Like, I say crazy because, like, this is the first, well, no, it's not crazy. It seems like she seems like a very, just based on reading this Essence article, she seems like someone who's just really out there and open and extroverted is the word that I want to use. So I thought that this was interesting, that this is the first time that her family and friends are able to hear about it. So I'll be curious to see what the story would be, how it unfolds with how she progresses in this space. And the reason why I paused earlier is just because and while this is all about Lindsay and I'm excited for her, I think this is really great. And I think that this is monumental in the trans community. The reason why I paused a little earlier is because we talked about stories before about trans people being in the Olympics and competing in women's Olympics. And I remember it was a big thing in the past and how there were varying opinions about it. But this is all about Justine and all about Lindsay. And while this is, cheerleading is a competitive sport, this is more, what's the word that I want to use?
It's a co-ed sport. So all of those things that you're kind of talking about don't necessarily come into play because cheerleading is co-ed. So there is, I feel like it's maybe not that it was easier, but it may have been a lower bar for her to break this barrier than some of the other things that are happening because it is co-ed. So we don't have to get into like gender roles and all that kind of stuff. And cheerleading is cheering. So this is phenomenal though. And I know you're always like, oh my gosh, another first. And yeah, like this is huge. So congratulations to her. As Aisha said, keeping her in our thoughts and everything. I would hope that fans would accept.
They don't know. I mean, she's not putting a proverbial PSA out about it, but I hope that since this Essence are, you make a good point, Aisha, but I don't think the average fans will really know or care.
Yeah.
To be
I hope they wouldn't. Because look, if sis could dance, if she could do this 5, 6, 7, 8, honey, and get it in, that's all that matters in my book. I'm serious. And her smile is so gorgeous. So I'm here for it. So congratulations, Justine Lindsay. And
it's hard. Being a cheerleader is hard. Basketball and football.
Heck yeah, it is.
I tried out to be a cheerleader once, y'all, for the NBA.
Me too, girl. In the NBA.
Yes.
Oh, you were shooting high.
I was trying. I was like 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. And what's that Instagram mean? Why you want to act so tough? Go stuff. What's that? That's all I know. But
I'm done with you. I am done. I was not expecting any of
I know
this.
that Instagram name I'm talking about.
Lakia said Sam living a secret life. Girl, I had no, I'm like in the NBA. I was about to say I tried out to be a cheerleader in high school. You like went to the
No.
professionals. Like
They were like, no.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day. But no, shout out to her, and definitely, let's look and see what that looks like during the season. So, y'all, we thank you for always hanging with us with these shenanigans. There are just so many, I tell you. Once again, I want to make sure that you all are connected to us. We had quite a few first timers that were hanging out with us today. So want to make sure that you have connected with us officially with Beautiful Brown Girls. So if you will, go to our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls. Join our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded. Follow us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown You. Also, if you are looking for a deeper connection, you're looking for the VIP experience, you're looking for discounts, you're looking for additional sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
We want to really let you know about our members community. So if you go to members.beautifulgirls.com for only $25, you'll be able to really connected to our members and really make sure that you are first about all the things that are happening and that you get the full experience of what it means to be linked to the Beautiful Brown Girls community. So again, if you go to members space and really check out all of the perks of being a VIP member with Beautiful Brown Girls. So having said that, Sab, tell the people where they can find you.
You ladies can find me at sabjackson.com. All of my social platforms are there. Even my Snapchat. Where is it? I'm not sure. But yes, all of my social platforms are there. And similar to my Twitter, it's Sab_1908 on Snapchat. And you can connect with me there. All my platforms are there. What about you, Kimberland?
Yes. And thank you for answering that, Aisha. Danita was asking, when do we air? We air every other Monday. Today was special, was a Tuesday because of the holiday yesterday. But we'll be back on July 18th. Is the next
fresh off of Cabo.
So every other Monday for any of you all that had that same question. Yes, we can't wait to hear about it. Okay. And BrownVersations.com. You can also follow me at my new venture, which is mindingmybblackassbusiness.com. I told y'all I am a professional frolicker. So I just frolic through the streets wherever I am. But you can find that journey over on Minding My Black Ass Business and really get to sign up with me because I'm soon going to be telling some of my secrets about how I do this and how I'm able to make this life accessible. So I want to make sure that you are connected. All right. So having said that, again, we will be back 2 weeks from now, July 18th. Again, if you want to be on the show with us, get some of that behind the scenes access, either drop into the comments, bring me on, or you can email us at beautifulbrowngirls@gmail.com. And that way you'll be able to come on and meet Sab and I in a different space and present yourself to the Beautiful Brown Girl community. So on that note, we will see y'all Monday after next. Take care. Be safe. We love you. Bye.